And here we go with Skip versus Ernestine. This is round 76. We greatly appreciate all of your questions, all of your comments, pro or con, fire away. And by the way, I'm just going to tease this, but coming up, she wants you to help us get Hazel elected
for the People Pet of the Week.
People Pet of the Week. She's not posted yet, so we'll have to tip you off as to when.
You have to go on the People app, and then they're going to post 3 dogs a week. And I submitted it, and they said that they got my Hazel picture, so I wanted to win.
Yeah.
So you have to vote, and then maybe she'll become a Pet of the Week, People Pet of the Week, and she gets a spread, and she gets halo collar, even though she doesn't wear collars, but sometimes we have a collar when we take her out, but anyway, but she wants to be the People Pet of the Week.
She does. Hi, Hazel.
Hazel said she's ready for her close-up.
She's ready for a close-up. And so is Ernestine today in a beautiful blouse.
Oh, thank you. It's the second day of summer.
Oh, it's the second day of summer.
So I have to wear summery.
I'm still wintry here.
Winter.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm usually wear all black, but I do wear colors to kind of brighten me up.
She's very bright today.
Yeah, I'm bright.
She's bright every day.
Thank you. I am
in
bright.
an intellectual sense, but
yeah,
today, color
I'm
sense,
bright.
Very bright. And we start off with a Facebook comment from Stephen Todd, who says, "Start of the show is like when Harry met Sally every time. I love it."
That's great. I love
I'll
it too.
take that.
I love Harry Met Sally. When Harry Met Sally is one of the best movies ever made.
I loved
It's
her. I
iconic.
actually had a crush on her back
She's
in the
beautiful.
day.
Meg Ryan,
yeah.
boy.
Before she recreated herself. I can't even recognize her anymore.
Well, she still looks the same. It's
She
not
does?
that much. Yeah, she had her lips done, but she's still good.
And this is from Anthony G. Halkias, who says, "Ernestine carries the show."
It's because I'm wearing bright colors and carry it, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thank you, but I don't know.
And
about
before
that.
we get to your questions, we have some more comments off last week. Much pro and con reaction to our outrage, many Knicks fans' outrage over
Knicks.
Taylor Swift showing up courtside and stealing the show
jeez.
during that 29-point comeback,
Incredible.
Game 4 of the NBA Finals.
Go Knicks,
And
go.
congratulations,
They went.
Knicks. They went. They did. This is
did.
from YouTube at Bazooka Like, who says, "Skip and Ernestine, don't you think you two are being a bit over the top and petty over Taylor Swift?
Oh, God, no.
Who cares how long she's been a Knicks fan? She was having a great time watching a great game. What's the problem? I believe she's found out in recent years through her fiance how much fun sports can be."
Oh, that's not true. Listen,
This is
I'm
fairly new to her.
Please. I'm the authority on being with somebody who's a sports nut fanatic for 20 years. She's not finding out how great the sports world can be. She is who she is. She's
found out what a
bigger
great
than
stage
him.
it can be.
So it's not as though she's discovering sports for the first time and she's a nobody. She's
So,
larger than life, larger than
Bazooka,
him.
firing away at us, concludes, again, this is all fairly new to her. That's our point. You two and half of New York seems to want to excommunicate her for all this. I don't get it, says Bazooka Kaboom.
It's not a it's fine if she wants to show up at a Knicks game, but if you want to silently go to a Knicks game or the biggest game of the year, you don't have to be center stage because she knows that anywhere she goes, the attention is going to go immediately to her.
Conversation.
Right? I mean, it's not as though she's flying under the radar. She's becoming the spectacle bigger than the Knicks.
That is
so
true.
you know, if you want to just go and you actually love the Knicks and you want to go, then go sit in a box somewhere without the
At
media
least
knowing,
Donald
or
Trump
put a hat
had
on or
season
something.
tickets back in the 80s and 90s when they weren't very good. They did get to the finals in
Well,
99.
he was a
strike.
fan for.
He was a fan, so at least he qualified to show up at Game 3.
Right.
Right?
As well as Ben Stiller and.
Well,
you know,
that's the whole nother
all
ball
of
game.
everybody else who's been a Knicks.
No, yeah. This is Brent Hollywood at Brent Hollywood, who says Taylor went to a lot of games when the Knicks sucked. That's just
No,
flat
she
out
didn't.
wrong.
No,
she did
hasn't
not.
been a Knicks fan. She went to one in 24. What was it? 2014. And then she went to the one with her boyfriend in Cleveland.
Yeah, but that was because he's from Cleveland,
Right.
and he's a Cavs fan. So she went.
She's from Philadelphia.
Yeah, she's from Philadelphia. She's not a Knicks fan.
It's not as though she's been a staple at the Knicks games like Mariska Hargitay.
No. So why do you call her a bandwagon fan, says Brent Hollywood? Because she is. She's busy, rarely has time to attend games, but she's been going to them for 15 years. That's just wrong. Brent, that's
she
wrong.
hasn't?
She has not been
When
going
has
to them.
anybody mentioned her
Not,
at a game?
not at all. She's not a Knicks fan. And again, the previous point was this is all fairly new to her. That's the problem that
Well,
every
is it
Knicks
newer to
fan
her, or has she been a fan for 14? I don't know which one it
Well,
is.
the point is, it's new to her because she glommed onto it and she leaped aboard the front of the bandwagon and she started driving the bandwagon during a colossal comeback, a comeback for the ages. So to her credit, she picked the right spot, and then she seized the spot that she had not earned. It's as simple as that. Mrs. Alexandria B. Spats, who says the center of attention should be on the game, obviously, not
I
what
agree.
fans show up. It's sad Taylor got arguably more attention than the Knicks did. On that night, it was kind of 50-50 because ABC kept cutting away to her dancing and twirling and swirling
With the Hyam sisters.
with the Hyam sisters and
Mariska.
Mariska.
But
Yes.
Mariska, I
she
take.
had earned her, and she had just come from her Broadway show
Right,
and like
she
ran
hoofed it to
7
the- yeah.
blocks or whatever it was.
Right, so.
Okay, enough about that. This is, by the way, speaking of pro basketball, I got to get this in real quick. I forgot to add it.
Okay.
This is from Calvin in Oklahoma City, who asks me because SGA,
I
my
know who it
guy,
is.
Shea
Oh, I thought you were going to
Alexander.
explain to me who he is. I know
not
who he
that.
is.
She knows all about
I
it.
know who he is.
But I'm a Thunder fan because I
Grew
grew
up
up in
there.
Oklahoma City. But he says that my guy, SGA, has now left Converse to go back to Nike. So will I now be wearing SGA Nike
You're not
sneakers
wearing his
as
sneakers.
opposed to Jordans?
Never.
Never.
Never. I know the answer to that before.
I'm Jordan through and through, but I love SGA. I guess I wouldn't be completely opposed to checking out his new Nike whenever they drop. He dropped one from Converse, and then the SGA 2s were supposed to come out off his second and back-to-back MVP year. I don't know what happened to those, but whatever. I'm Jordan till I die.
You are.
I am
I have to
MJ
shut the air
forever.
off because it's freezing. Excuse me.
Very cool.
Carry on.
Carry on
Carry on, my wayward son.
by myself as usual.
Carry on.
All right, this is from @JamesAndrews77 and she turns off the air conditioning.
Finally.
Oh, this is
Freezing.
about your favorite sport,
Freezing. Yeah.
which has been right up there on the TV all too often.
Oh, God, the soccer.
Subject.
I can't take it.
Soccer or football, as those around the
know.
world call it.
God.
And
like it's
James Andrews
24 hours a
77
day.
says, Yank sports take too long, I mean American sports,
Yeah, I know.
and are too boring, but you are correct. It is what you grow up with. Well,
That
it
is
just is.
true.
We didn't grow up with this.
No.
At least I didn't. As the demographics continue to change in the U.S., it is inevitable football will become, this is soccer football,
Yeah.
will become more and more popular, probably second only to the NFL. Well, look, my point is, I'm going to do a whole solo video about this that I'm going to post in a day or two. I'm addicted to watching World Cup soccer, as she will attest,
I
because
don't
she
know
keeps
why.
walking in saying, not another one.
It just
There-
goes
there's
on
4
and
in a
on.
row. They
One
just go all
ends
day.
midnight. It's still going on
But I've
every
been
time.
watching the Argentina Messi games. I tried to text you to tell our friend that I was watching it, but you didn't see it. But the point is that Messi is just riveting to me. He's almost 39, and he's by far the biggest star in the sport right now, and making a case that he's the greatest ever. I'm watching, even though I don't love the sport of soccer, the way I don't like the idea of it. It's like, what do humans do best? They have hand-eye coordination. What are they best with? Their hands, right? So you're telling me you invented a whole sport in which you can't touch the ball?
Well, but you play golf and you don't even touch a ball.
I know, but you're doing hand-eye coordination. It's like hockey. At least you got a stick, and you have to use hand-eye coordination to hit the puck, or in golf's case, the little tiny golf ball. And you're putting it. You're controlling the ball with your hands connected to a stick. But in this one, it's just feet. If you touch it, it's a handball. It's a penalty. And the games are ridiculous because they.
Well, it's just so long.
I know, but it's supposed to be 45 minutes and 45 minutes.
Oh,
and then they have this weird thing called stoppage time. And they got somebody holding it, and you can't read what the number is because you're looking through the back of the little board that some guy's holding. Can you imagine an NFL game where you weren't sure when it was going to end?
Oh.
I'm never sure when the game's going to end. They say there's 4.5 minutes of stoppage time. I'm like, there is?
It's just crazy.
That's when guys fake injuries. They just collapse on the field and flop, which everybody hates SGA for flopping, whoever it is. They flop every time trying to get a yellow card or a red card to send the guy off.
Please, I'm getting sick of just hearing
Okay,
this.
it's crazy. It's a crazy game, but it's riveting for all the wrong reasons if it's the end of the world. And it is the World Cup.
Right.
And now they're in group play, but then it goes to the knockout round, and you start knocking these teams off, and the fans are the greatest fans in the world in the stands. And they're taking over all, because it's in our country, in Mexico and Canada.
Right, I know.
They're taking over Jerry World in Dallas as they did. And they're crazed. They're better than any fans of any NFL team or NBA team or what. They're just better because this is it. This is the end of their world. This is all they really know. Even though basketball has become big in a lot of countries, and our football does very well. More and more games are being played in Europe, but this is it for them. And I just sit and watch it, and it takes forever in the middle of the field because. Kick over here, kick over here, kick over here.
It's endless. It just is endless.
And there just aren't enough shots on goal. And a 1-0 score for Argentina is like 100-0. Seriously, if you're up 1-0, the other team, like I watched Austria, they're not going to score. Okay.
I have no use for it. I'm sorry. I know it's not that I'm un-American.
Yeah.
But this is just like. It is endless.
It's endless, and she walks in, and it's like another one.
It's like
they
just
go
keep going.
Four in
It's
a row.
like
They
marathon.
They go from in the Pacific time zone from 10 a.m. all the way up until 9 p.m.
It's about as bad as March Madness to me. And March Madness is pretty bad to me.
Yeah.
That's endless. That just keeps going
Breakfast of Champions.
on and on and on and on and on. March Madness. Now this is this, but
But you watch basketball. You like
I like basketball, but there's a beginning and an end, and it's a quick game. It's not that long.
It's fairly quick. This is Aaron Jacko who says, how can you complain about the time it takes? It's for 90 minutes and done in 90 minutes. Not true.
It's never done in 90 minutes.
An NFL game is 60 minutes and lasts 3.5 to 4 hours. It does not last unless there's overtime. But NFL games are pretty routinely just over 3 hours.
Yeah, but I know, because then that's about as saying, even in basketball, oh, there's only 5 minutes left, which turns into 25 minutes.
That's true.
You know, you got 3 seconds left. 3 seconds becomes 10 minutes. There's no sense of timing.
No, I get it.
It's crazy.
Okay, I got it. This is Joseph Matthews who says, most popular sport in the world by a mile. That is true. Yes. I got it. Not particularly my cup of tea, though, says Joseph Matthews. I get it. I'm right there with you.
Not my cup of tea at all.
Yeah. And then, you and I talked about this, but some of the fans from Iran, we happen to be at war with Iran. I'm not sure if it qualifies as a real war in the...
It's real.
I understand, but it's not like we invaded Iran.
Well, it's not Vietnam, but it is a real war, so...
No, we have bombed specific sites,
right.
and I can't tell how many people have died.
Too many. One is too many.
One is too many, I agree. But some of the Iran fans, I think they were here at SoFi Stadium, which can't be, it has to be called Los Angeles Stadium.
Oh, okay.
During the World Cup.
Oh.
They were wearing protest t-shirts that said Women, Life, Freedom. with you on those, and they were told they had to either change or cover their T-shirts because you can make no political statements at any World Cup game, and I like that. I appreciate that.
Well, I think it's just for safety reasons because people go out of their mind if
They
they
go out of
see
their minds.
somebody from another team in your hometown,
Yes.
they want to kill that person. So this is even bigger than that. This is political.
But it did strike me. Can you imagine in the early 40s? I didn't look up what happened at the World Cup that year, but can you imagine if the World Cup that year had been played in whichever of those years it was played in, between 41 and 45?
They had a World Cup in the 40s?
Well, they've had it for many, I don't know how far
I
back
didn't
it
even
goes.
know.
No,
Okay.
it's been going on for forever. It's older.
Jeez.
It's not older than some of our sports. I think it was created in like the 1860s, but
Oh,
whatever,
wow.
soccer.
I didn't know that.
But
Okay.
but the point is, can you imagine if we had been at war with Germany in one theater and Japan in the other theater during World War II, and we were having a World Cup, and those teams came to play in our country?
That would have not been.
I
that
mean,
would
it just
not
wouldn't.
take place.
It would not have happened. I can just tell you, we would not have had the German national team in.
No,
They were
that
split.
That would not take
That's
place.
only east and west. But the point is, during the Hitler regime, would we have had the Nazi soccer team in
Right.
the U.S.? I mean, it's just crazy. But we do have Iran's soccer team playing here. They can't stay here. They have to go back to their base in Mexico. But
Right.
I don't know. And then there was the Paraguay player who got the red card, got booted out of the game because he covered his mouth when he was trash talking to an opponent. And you can't, I like this rule because they're trying to stamp out racism in the sport of football/soccer. And, you know, and they found that
Oh,
if
so
you
he's
do
saying
this,
he's
you could
he's
say
trash
something
talking
and not be
bad
caught
stuff.
on
Yeah.
camera and not be condemned.
Right.
Because you
can't
can
see
get
it.
away
Yeah.
with saying this.
Yeah.
And so you can't trash talk any sort of spiteful comment or competitive comment to somebody where you're clashing, you know, any clashy comment like this. And the Paraguay player just did it one time and the referee said, "You are gone," and Paraguay had to play a man down for more than a half of the game and still hung on to win by the magic score of 1-0, you know, because it's like it's 100-0. Okay, onward and upward.
Which, by the way, we live near the mall, and I cut through the mall almost every day as I take my walk, and they have the games on in the middle of the center of the mall, and I don't understand this. I was talking to somebody about this. So you have this jumbotron. I mean, it's not like a gigantic. It's just a bigger screen than
But
most people have at home.
as they
And
do
there's
to watch.
hundreds of people there laying on the AstroTurf, and they put up these balloon type chairs you can lay on. Why don't you just sit at your house and watch it? What's the pleasure of sitting
People like
on a
to
dirty
be
chair that somebody
around
else
people.
sat
Well,
on, and
because
that
you can
people
be-
rolled on the ground, and then they get on the chair, and then they're
I know,
on
but
the.
if it's Brazil or Argentina, they just take over with their fans.
why don't
and
they
so
just
it's,
watch
it's
it
a
at their
collective
house?
fan reaction because they want to be out among
I don't get
their
it. I guess I'm not
brethren and
I'm not an auditorium. Big.
Well, she's not.
I don't like crowds, so that maybe cuts me out of this. But
Okay.
I don't find the pleasure.
This is Richard from Morgantown, West Virginia. We get them from everywhere.
I love West Virginia.
Knicks owner James Dolan announced the Knicks will be visiting the White House. I'm getting sick and tired of players not attending because they are boycotting, quote unquote. Do you think a player should have the right to decide to attend the White House or feel something like that should be mandatory?
I think if they don't want to go, then I think that's their prerogative, even though they're part of a team. But I think that you have a right. You live in the United States. You have a right to do whatever you want to do, unless your team, you know, it's written in the law of your contract that you have to attend. But I say whoever is in the White House, whether it's Trump, whoever it is, I think you take that out of the equation. And the fact that you're going to the White House is a big deal.
It's a big deal.
You know, your whole life you dream of, I'm sure, these guys that are athletes and on teams, they want to go to the White House if they win. So I think you have to remove the fact that Trump is in there if you don't like Trump. But you're still going to the White House.
Yeah.
You know? And your family would be proud that you're going to the White House.
These championships, as you well know, are not guaranteed year after year. And it's highly possible, it's extremely possible that all those Knicks enjoying their first championship since 1973 will not experience this again. The odds would scream at you that they won't do this again.
Maybe.
I know you want to cling
Maybe they
to
could do
that.
it next year, but who knows?
I know, but it took
53 years
to get this one. Could they do it next year? It's possible. Then it'll dwindle after.
Right.
But the point is, the odds are way against that you would have another opportunity, and you have to accept the odds, and you have to embrace the opportunity. It's the White House. It doesn't matter which president is in the White House.
I think you got to take that out of the equation.
Unless you are a prisoner of your social media, which most of these guys are.
Yeah.
Most celebrities are. And then they can't take the beating because they read their comments.
Yeah.
And obviously, if they dare to cross that threshold and go into Trump's White House.
Right, that they're a Trump lover, and then.
Yeah, how dare you? How could you desecrate your culture, your community, whatever it is?
I just think it's a cool thing to be invited to the White House.
It just is, and you have to accept it as the White House.
I mean, there's only one White House.
It doesn't. A lot of buildings belong to Donald Trump, but that one does not belong to Donald Trump.
Yeah, it's not his. He's just borrowed it for the time he's there, but the White House is iconic.
Yeah, but to your point, yeah, if it is America, and yet it's a team experience.
Yeah.
And as well as a personal experience, and I guess you need to vote as a team whether to go or not.
I wonder how they do that.
I don't know.
Wonder if.
But if you're the only one out of however many there are total on the team, 20-ish, who are contributors.
Players, yeah.
And you're the only one, then
you have to give in and just say,
it takes something out of the experience for the rest of the guys. If one guy says no, and then it makes them all look bad on their social media. Oh, you okay.
Yeah.
You
I
should
would think that they should have that in their contract from now on.
Yeah, and look,
doesn't matter who's in the White House. If we win, we have to go to the White House.
The problem here is
it's America. You live in America.
It's America, and whether you love him or hate him, this man did win the election by a landslide. Is it rigged? Is it fixed? Are they fraudulent? I have no idea, but I have to cling to the notion that we are still, despite all our problems, the greatest country in the world. And that man won our presidential election twice. He's done it.
Right, but I don't see it even about him. I see it as
right,
going to the White House.
But I'm saying he did it, right or wrong, he did that.
Right.
And so, again, the White House doesn't belong to him. He's representing the country that you live in and that you should cherish and embrace. And
I just think it's cool to go to the White House.
You should love this country unconditionally. You should be upset with this or that or the other. I got it. But in the end, you should unconditionally love your country because it is the greatest country in the world. And you just say, okay, no matter who's in charge at this moment, we're all going to the White House because it's potentially a once-in-a-lifetime experience in which we are going to be honored at the White House. Wow.
And their families will be over the moon, and they will.
You just, you know what? The more I talk about it, you just go. You just do it. It doesn't mean that you have pledged allegiance to that guy. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you and your team got to go to the White House. You're an American, and you got to go
to the White House. Okay. So.
All right.
I would go to the White House, even though I'm not a Trump lover.
This is Jay from Knoxville, as in Tennessee. The UFC event at the White House totaled over 17 million viewers. I find that to be very impressive. Do you think we may now see more sporting events at the White House? Well, I wasn't a big fan of having UFC at the White House.
I don't even understand the whole point. Well, it was a celebration of his birthday, so
it was.
And he's close with
and I told
Dana
you what was
White,
happening, right? That's his constituency. He's kind of preaching to his choir there.
Yeah.
And it's a campaign ploy. It cloaked as this will be fun and new and different. I just like a separation of church and state, so to speak, where church for me, I do go to church,
Right.
but sports are sports and politics are politics.
Right.
And even though you celebrate the victors at the White House, you don't play games at the White House, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they busted this plot, or it looked like some blood was going to get shed.
I don't think it's going to start. I don't think it's now going to be, they play at, I don't know, the Garden, or they play at the White House. I don't think that's going to be now. It's another new auditorium.
I like honoring the victors at the White House of each sport, but you just don't need to go try to win games at the White House.
They can't, what else could they win there? Would they even play football on the Great Lawn?
I guess you theoretically
Basketball?
could if you wanted to, but that's a good point. Fair
I think
enough.
they're stuck to the UFC.
Oh, God.
What
Okay.
is happening in this world?
This is Tony from San Jose as we stick with sports.
Yep.
Major League Baseball decried the use of personal writings on any team-issued Pride Night hats after members of the San Francisco Giants had Bible verses etched into their caps during a recent game against the Chicago Cubs. Do you feel MLB has the right to do this, or feel that doing that is a violation of First Amendment?
I think every player has a right to put whatever they want in their apparel. I mean, it's not like they have to give it back and they're going to try to use it for somebody else. Why can't you, if that's what they believe and they feel strong about that, helps them feel good about playing.
This is a very slippery slope.
I don't find anything wrong with it
No. Okay.
at all.
In general, I don't like celebrating any cause at all with the attire, with the uniform attire of professional athletes. So I don't know, I don't like Pride Night hats or any night hats to start with.
Well, that's you, but that's what
Okay.
all these people
Okay,
like to do
but-
when they go to a...
Okay, if you want to celebrate and promote your faith, would you want to see Bible verses all over the hat of the, who was this game, San Francisco Giants? Would you want to see those Bible verses etched in night after night?
I don't have
I
a problem,
believe
but
in that, and I
helps
wouldn't want to
them.
see that.
But it's each
There's
player.
a sanctity of the uniform, and I know they have to, there's always some commercial this or that, and if you want to, there are fallen teammates or stars that you wear a patch for, I got that, but these are causes beyond baseball, right?
Well, I guess, yeah.
So they were just, the baseball players are saying, we don't believe in Pride Night, and so if you're going to make us wear a Pride Night hat, we're going to etch a Bible verse across it, okay? And I'm fine with that. So
I don't have
it's
a problem
like,
with that at all.
here, you make us do this, we do this. And I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem.
Okay.
You know, all those football players, especially Tim Tebow, he would start his game off with a prayer.
A prayer.
And
He didn't wear it.
No, but he was very vocal
He
about
effectively
it.
wore his religion on his sleeve, but
Right.
he didn't literally wear it.
No,
you
but
know,
there's a
on his-
lot of guys besides him that believe in, and especially
I think they
people that-
cut out doing Bible verses
Under
where your
their
eye
eyes,
black
yeah.
is. I think they just said that's too much, and I'm good with that. And I believe in the Bible verses. There has to be some rule where you just say that's like you need to preserve the sanctity of we're all San Francisco Giants tonight,
Yes,
and we're just
sir.
going to wear our uniforms, and then whatever you want to do, it's the equivalent of we don't like actors getting an award and seizing the pulpit to be their bully
I get
pulpit
that,
to
yeah.
express their political message.
Yeah, I get that.
Like no crossover. Just while you're playing for the Giants, you should be a Giant, and your whole clubhouse should
Right.
be filled
well,
with
it's one-
Giants.
Yeah, I
But
get that.
but everybody in the clubhouse is going to believe something
Yeah.
else politically, spiritually, and never the twain shall meet.
Right,
but
right.
but I'm all for keeping the uniforms pure, because the people watching the game are going to believe 1,000 different things,
Well, yeah.
and it's their escape from politics and religion.
I get
and
that.
clashing.
I get that point. I understand.
Okay. It's tricky. All right, it is time for Skip and Ernestine go to the movies on this couch watching this TV right here.
Chair.
So one of your favorites, Colin Farrell, is back
Oh.
with season 2 of
Colin. Sugar.
She's been sending me all kinds of
Oh my
interviews
God!
with Colin.
All my friends are watching it. My friend Joe in Italy, he has been watching it.
Yeah.
Richard could not wait. Francesca is watching it.
And she's watching it in large part because she's got the hots for Colin Farrell.
Love Colin Farrell, but besides that, I just think the show is really cool and good,
Okay.
and you should watch it.
So
Did you watch the interview?
I did.
sent
I
you?
watched the interview.
He's so cool.
Okay. This is not a spoiler alert. This is
Well,
just
he gave it away in the interview.
I
He
know,
said,
it's like
he said, well, I
whatever.
guess I am
Okay.
an alien, he said.
he's a gumshoe detective like out of the 40s LA gumshoe detective.
But it's present
but
time.
it's present day. But he operates like he's Humphrey Bogart, and they have quick flashes
Which is so good.
and flashbacks to
To old
Casablanca.
movies,
No,
old-
not Casablanca. To
Just all different old detective
Maltese
movies.
Falcon.
Yeah.
Those kind of movies where he's Sam Spade.
Yeah, it's great.
And so we get 6 episodes deep into the story last year, and I'm into it. I liked it because it plays 40-ish.
It's great.
And he's just flying solo. He's single, and he lives at a hotel, like this fancy upscale
Kind of John
hotel.
Wickish, like he lives like
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
John Wick lived at that hotel. And he drives a 66 Corvette.
And he seems to
convertible.
have money, but you don't know where he gets it. But he's a
And
private
he's dressed impeccably.
private eye.
Yeah.
And he's dressed. He
To the
dresses
nines.
up.
Yeah.
He's coat and tie.
So polished.
I mean, it's James Bondish.
Yeah.
How he looks.
He could be James
He could be James Bond. And all of a sudden, bolt out of the blue at the end of episode 6, he looks in the mirror and he's looking at himself, and his arm starts to change and goes.
So good. You
green.
should watch it if you haven't
He's an
watched
alien.
it.
He's
He's
an
an
alien.
alien, but we like him.
And I kept saying, how does he survive? He gets shot, he gets stabbed, and it seems like a couple hours
Continues
later
to
he's
live.
okay.
Yes.
And I'm just thinking, that's just Hollywood. Like he's just one of those Hollywood characters who's indestructible. No, he's literally indestructible because he's an alien who can recreate himself when he gets injured.
Good.
What?
It's very good.
You for me,
Very
you
good.
blew it. You spoiled it.
No,
it didn't
it just
need
has
the
added a
alien.
fun twist to it.
So he admits in this interview, Colin Farrell, that they had it written in originally
Yeah, and they kept
to episode 1 of season 1. They were
right.
going to have him be
but
an
they
alien.
wanted to push it.
And they wanted to create the storyline, and the storyline would have stood just fine by itself. I was hooked. I'm there. I'm going
he's
to wait
great.
to see.
Alien or not alien.
He is. It's
But I like him the
irrelevant.
way he is, alien.
But now he's made it all too relevant that he's an alien. So in season 2, episode 1, they have to go back through
yeah, they recapped it a little
all
bit.
of his alienness.
But what they do
Because
now
all
is
of his fellow aliens boarded a plane.
Yeah, and his
I'm
dog.
like, a plane to
and he
fly
had a
home?
and he had a cute dog that was.
There's no plane made that can fly to
Well,
Mars.
I don't know. You don't know
like-
anything, but what I like in this season, because we only saw 1 episode, because that's all they dropped. They explain to you. They get into the alien thing, so you get a little bit more history of what has happened. But anyway, I say it's so good and it's different, and it's a great show. I love it. So you're bailing? You're bailing out?
I like it.
Don't.
I just don't need the alien part.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's the way the
They have
show
to
is
have
written.
A quick scene in this first episode of season 2, and to remind you he's an alien. He's at the dog park or somewhere.
Yeah.
And he's got a ball, and he's got like 6 dogs, and they're sitting in a semicircle around him. And he says, "Hey guys, don't tell anybody, but watch this." And he flips the ball up in the air, and then he suspends the ball in the air.
Yeah, it's like
because he's an
elevated.
alien. He can
So
do
what?
things.
I love it. Well, if you're gonna bail, you better bail soon, because I'm not gonna have you like rip it apart every week. Either you're in or you're out. I'm in.
I got 1 foot in, 1
All right.
foot out.
We may have to stop you from watching this because you're going to drag
I
me
don't-
down, and I'm not going to let you
Okay,
drag me down on this one.
I don't look forward to it, but I
I
don't
look forward
hate
to it. Like, I wish it was tonight.
Well, it'll be back soon enough.
Richard, Joe in Italy,
Yeah, okay.
Francesca, she's getting into it now. Watch it. You will not be sorry.
An alien?
Oh, so what? I don't understand. Did you ever not see that shows have aliens in it? My Favorite Martian, I mean, from the
but
60s.
You took a great premise by a very good actor who's made
But
for this part.
he's approving of it. He said it's great. It's nice to take this to a different place. Look at Man from Atlantis. There were people that know the 80s shows with Patrick Duffy. He was,
I don't know, man.
well, you don't watch other shows, but there are other shows that people were from Alf, the little thing Alf. Alf was a character.
Listen, you're comparing
What about
Colin
Mork
Farrell
and Mindy?
As Humphrey
What
Bogart.
about Mork and Mindy? Robin Williams was an alien.
But he wasn't an LA private eye. You know?
Well, these
He was
people,
just an
he has a
alien.
career. This alien has a career. So what? Were you going to forbid him to have a career? So what? He's good at what he does and he's alien.
Can you imagine the pitch for this?
If we could get a plumber here, I need a plumber for the guest bathroom is backing up. And he's an alien, but he knows how to fix the sink. I would say, come on in. I don't care if you're an
Because
alien.
he won't be an alien. There are
I
no
don't know.
aliens.
Maybe he will be.
There aren't any aliens. They're not existing among
I don't
us.
believe
I
that. Listen, you never know anything. Anything. Next. Anyway, we watched that.
And speaking of weird shows, we watched the end of season 1 of Widow's Bay, which
That
is a
was
big
great.
new runaway hit.
It is
we
a
give
hit.
you that. And it's a hit just because it's so quirky, oddball,
It is.
kind of off
It-
radar. You know,
It's a
over
horror
here.
comedy.
It is.
That's
But
how they
that-
describe it.
That has grown on me.
Yeah. How it has not. I mean, you would have to be, I don't know, not having a pulse. It's so good. It's so well written. Matthew Rhys is great. What's his
is-
name? Stephen
Root.
Root, who
He's
was on
great.
Kimmel, was on Seth Meyers last week. He was talking about it. It's
Okay.
great. They want
It's-
the little town to be Martha's Vineyard, but it has some background of craziness
It's haunted.
and it's haunted.
And it has a curse. And they're trying to break the curse because, this is no spoiler alert, if you're born on the island, you can't leave the island or you'll die.
Right.
And so that's it's not even the subplot, that's the plot of
They have
the
to
first
try to
season.
find the cause so they could then eventually let people leave and not die.
And
And his son
this
is
is not
number
a spoiler
one.
alert, but Matthew Rhys winds up as the mayor, realizing there's one final, he believes, descendant of the curse left on the island, and so he realizes as a storm sets in, like it's going to eliminate the entire
Yeah.
island, the force, the
Yeah.
haunting force, he realizes it's this older woman that he may have to go kill her.
Oh, so good.
And it's really good. I give you,
On
it's
many
well
different
written,
levels.
and
Very-
she is great, and
Yeah.
her dialogue is great, and her
It's very human. It's very relatable.
her life view is great,
And she works for him as his secretary.
yeah,
It's
and
great. You have to
she's-
watch
She's
it.
very wise in what she's saying.
It's good.
It gets pretty wacky.
It's kind of Twin Peaks meets Northern Exposure
It is.
meets
X-Files.
X-Files,
It's got a lot
yeah.
of X-Files.
It's very different. It's very fresh.
And I've told you, in a previous relationship I was in for a while, I tried to get into X-Files because she was into X-Files. And
I never got into
okay,
X-Files.
the intrigue of the X-Files is, what's it all mean? Nobody knows. Okay, so you keep, I need some conclusion, and my only criticism of the finale was, give me a little more, give me some conclusion. Give
Right,
me,
but they want you to come back for
okay,
season
well,
2.
obviously,
so
but you have to end.
They gave you a little
like
bit.
like your friends and neighbors gave you a conclusion of season 1.
Yeah.
It gave you an event. Something happened. Somebody died.
Yeah, but different.
Where
this
you're
is
like,
different.
whoa, didn't see that
This
coming.
did give you it did. I'll explain it to you later.
You with your brightness over there.
Because yes, my brightness. I've shed light on it. Okay. Then we also watched.
Just, this is a quick note. So, we were looking for something to watch the other night, and I said, we got to watch something classic because we keep trying out these new things.
Terrible shows.
And they're just terrible. We don't even need to name them.
No.
But we try something
Bad.
that's like, that's just bad. You know, that's just a waste of our ticking time.
Yes.
You know, you have so many seconds in your life, and that's just a waste of your life, right?
That is true.
And we're eating, and we're just saying, what can we find? And she yells at me like, it's up to you. And
Well, he's doing it, and we were trying to eat, and then he just keeps going on, and he said, "Oh, that was a good one. We watched one. That one a good one." We're now 15 minutes into now. At
Okay.
the time is going. I mean, just put anything on.
so she says, you know, we like
We like
Agatha Christie,
we
we
like
like
BBC
Prose, and we
stuff,
like
yeah.
Miss Marple. And
Marvel,
so we watched
Poirot. We watched
season 1, episode 1 of Miss Marple.
which was
back
great
a couple of back. And
Yeah.
it was from,
with Joanna Lumley, who played on Ab Fabs,
Yes.
and
I think it
she's
was
a
from
fabulous
2004.
actress. 2004. It was good. It was an hour and a half movie.
it was a movie, and it was very
was
good.
so good.
It's The Body in the Library. It's a
Yeah,
classic
great.
Agatha Christie that's been remade about
Yeah.
17 times, but they did it really
This one
well.
was really
it was
well.
really well done. But then she says at one point, is there a Hitchcock we haven't seen? And I'm scanning Hitchcock's IMDb, so
Right.
to speak. And his second to last penultimate
Yeah.
movie that he made, directed, he didn't write it, but it was this thing called Frenzy that we did not know.
No, I'd never heard of it.
No, so it was a little late, so we watched the first half of
Which was
Frenzy.
great.
She dozed a couple times, but
Oh.
but it was,
Tired.
it's sicko, it's sort of got some psycho overtones
Yeah.
to it, speaking of his greatest.
Crazy.
But we liked
It's
it.
interesting. I
And,
would.
and
Yeah.
it stars a guy that we didn't know named John Finch, Jon Finch, British actor. So I look him up on the fly while we're watching it. I'm reading it. I'm like, wait a second. He was cast because he was a relative unknown, and Hitchcock wanted a relative unknown, but he had played in Polanski's Macbeth as Macbeth, I
Right.
guess.
Handsome guy.
Handsome guy.
Good speaking
And I keep
voice.
reading this. Frenzy was 1972.
Yeah.
Soon after this, he auditions for the new James Bond to replace Sean Connery,
Great.
and is tabbed to be the next Bond and declines.
Turn it down. Yeah.
He turned it down because he's off Broadway.
He doesn't want to do anything
No,
commercial.
he doesn't want to do anything big, and he doesn't want to get stereotyped for the rest of his career as, oh yeah, James Bond.
Bond.
And he walked away from Roger Moore's part.
Right.
And Roger Moore did, I don't know, I didn't count up how many more
least
did he
3
do?
or
Like
4,
4 or 5.
yeah.
It seemed like 5. But
Yeah.
he became known for James Bond,
Yeah.
even though you knew Roger Moore from The Saints
Saints.
before.
Yeah.
Okay, but now he's James Bond, and Sean Connery, as much as he did outside of James Bond, he's just James Bond to me.
He's always remembered as James.
Okay, and John Finch said no, and he is a handsome guy. And
Very
the more you
handsome,
watched, you
yeah.
said, yeah, he could have been Bond.
He could have done Bond.
We didn't
definitely.
know that. My
It's
God,
interesting.
John Finch. And he went on to do artsy sort of
Yeah.
things, and he died at age 70,
Yeah.
and nobody knows who he is, but I think he got rave reviews for Frenzy,
Yeah, I
which did
think
well at
so,
the box
yeah.
office. But
It's an interesting. This is a good movie to watch. Frenzy. I thought it was really interesting.
you did? I
Yeah,
thought
I
you
can't
were-
wait to watch the rest of it.
Slight spoiler alert. In Frenzy, there's a rape murder scene about a third of the way into it.
Yeah.
And you were like, God, this
Well, that
is-
was a little weird, but the whole idea. I mean, it's very
Janet
well.
Leigh
It's
gets stabbed in the shower, so
Yeah.
But that was more is less because you don't really see her getting stabbed. You just see the blood running down the drain, which is even more effective. I've said this before, but I went to see Psycho in the theater, and I never got over it. And I've never watched a second of it since because it it just rocked me. It did stay with me.
It was good.
Okay. This is, we were just going to comment on this. Okay, so I don't carefully follow Jelly Roll, but he caught my eye for the first time. We're not huge fans of his, but he was in, I think, the second episode of the last season of Tulsa King, right?
Yeah.
And
he's a superstar now, so.
Okay. So now he's split up
with his
Bunny
wife.
XO,
Right.
the ex-porn star.
This has been all over.
Elisa Andrea DeFord.
Yeah.
From Houston, Texas. And now on her podcast, which is Runaway Success.
Yeah.
I should know the name. Oh, it's called Dumb.
Well, it was so ridiculous. I watched it.
Okay.
So they split up.
Okay.
10 years, they were married, they had some stuff, then they got back together, but whatever. So then they announced last week they're splitting up. He's at a show in New York City, and he stops the concert and he says, okay, so this is true, we are splitting up, but I love her, she's the only woman I'm ever gonna love. Nobody cheated on nobody, we just decided it's best that we split up.
Although she'd already said
then
that
the same day,
right?
She did her podcast, and she had 2 women with her on the panel at the podcast and saying, hey, we're splitting, and I'm so glad he's dating already. And I don't know if she was saying sarcastically, and then she said, well, you know what?
From what I read, I don't think she was being sarcastic.
He's looking for women, so why don't you go on his social media, and maybe he'll go out with you. Here's his handle of his Instagram, whatever. Just thought it was kind of crazy.
But it sounded like she's kind of done with him romantically. And
right.
It's been 10 years. They were together for about 10 years.
More, yeah.
And
so why do you have to go out on your podcast saying now?
Okay, because she's just saying, because she got her money, I figure, from him, right? If they're splitting, she's going to get whatever from him.
Yeah. It just happened, though. I don't know how this could have all done, unless this has been happening and they just now told the media.
I know, but she's just saying,
good luck.
I still love him, and he's onward and upward to the next one.
Listen, he's a good catch for you, so I hope you why don't you try to date him now?
Yeah.
I think that's crazy. I would not be doing that. I'm not going to go out and say, hey, why don't you date my ex-husband? I just divorced him. I'm just divorcing him now, actually, so I think you should line up, girls. Crazy.
Yeah, she's had a lot of good guests on her podcast. Dolly Parton, Bon Jovi, Miranda Lambert, Wiz Khalifa. I don't know.
That's because she's with him. So
I think she was fairly successful before him.
Well,
or maybe not. No, maybe that's not true.
She was an escort.
She was a sex worker.
That was. She wrote a book all about her porn. Yeah. So it wasn't as though she was a rocket scientist and she was curing cancer.
No, she's pretty to me. I mean, she looks good when I see her in pictures. But she has a healthy attitude. Like, okay, we had our run, and
well, I don't mean to say anything, but like about a month before that, they were so in love. So they were just when he was losing all the weight, she was. They were just all the weight. Yeah. They were so in love with each other that they couldn't help but say how wonderful the relationship is.
Okay, maybe she
Welcome
has
to the real world.
A very real, raw view of men and sexuality, and she's just saying, well, it's just not going to last. So
maybe there's more to them breaking up than what it is.
Yeah.
There always is. Nothing is as it appears to be. So, good luck.
Fair enough. This is Joanne from Dallas, Texas.
Your old stomping grounds.
My old stomping grounds. Watching the new season of America's Sweethearts, as in Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders, which is about the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders, it made me think, how many NFL teams are less popular than the Cowboys Cheerleaders? Joanne, that's a good question.
That's very funny.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. They have their own show, and they're more popular than the Arizona Cardinals are. Or we could just go, I don't want to just bash the Cardinals, but we could go down the line of, I don't know.
I read all the lists of the do's and don'ts that they can't do and they can't, as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, it's a long, long list.
So I never dated a Cowboy cheerleader, but I do know a lot about them because I wrote a book about the origins of the Dallas Cowboys called God's Coach. It was the fall and rise and fall of Tom Landry, the original coach.
Right.
For the first 25 years. And a part of their rise in their popularity and their ascension into being America's team, even though they haven't even been back to the NFC Championship game for 30 years, they're still by far the most popular.
Right.
And I can just show you, and I can already predict for you that the top 5 ratings for NFL games next year will feature the Dallas Cowboys versus somebody else.
That's
and there'll be it'll be the Thanksgiving Day game.
Given.
It's just, okay. It's a given. They'll have a Monday night game, a Sunday night game, and these will be the top 5, right? This is just regular season, not playoffs.
Right.
Heaven help us if we even make the playoffs. But the point is that part of this rise was the formation of the cheerleaders. They were the first ones. Suzanne Mitchell was the founder of it, and Tex Schramm was the sort of the brains behind the whole operation. Hazel's upset about the Cowboy
Hazel,
cheerleaders.
it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. She's in her bed right here.
Yeah.
But they were the first ones to take cheerleaders out of long sweaters, like high school cheerleaders, rah rah, sis boom ba, go fight win, hold that line, those kind of cheerleaders, and they put them in these outfits that showed just a hint of cleavage. Although I used to think, I would hear how sexualized these cheerleaders are. The skirts are short, but long white boots, obviously. And it's one of those things where the closer you look, the less you see, because they're not showing boobs, like they're
no,
not,
but they have tight, short.
Yeah.
Their outfits are very body conscious. Don't you remember when Dolly Parton put on the outfit during the Super Bowl or whatever it was? Right? Was it a Super Bowl? Yeah, she looked great.
Yeah.
But I find it hard to believe, one of the rules they say they cannot date one of the football players. I find that's probably not true. I'm sure somebody has dated a football player.
That rule has been violated.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Past,
I mean, it's
for
so
sure.
bull. That is such a crock.
I even knew a certain coach who dated one of the
Right.
cheerleaders.
So, but do you think, well, the other team that had, the Lakers girls became very big.
They did, but they were after this.
Okay.
But the Cowboys broke through, I guess in the 70s. I should have looked this up. It's in my book.
Yeah.
I wrote it. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But my book came out in 1989, 90.
Right.
But you're right, Joanne. It's a funny, sarcastic, correct question to ask. Just in and of themselves, as an entity, they're more popular than, I don't want to start blasting
Teams. Yeah.
Jacksonville.
Right. Well, God bless them. God bless them.
It was absolute genius to go there.
Yeah.
That
is true.
they had this image through the 70s that they were the first team with computers somehow, that they utilized computers to pick players. They had aura. They had what I called, in my days as a Cowboy columnist, Cowboy mystique. And there's just aura about them that no other team has. And Tex Schramm told me for my book that he actually had a TV camera, a real live network TV camera installed in his office in 1960 to test fabric and colors in front of the TV cameras, to be able to look through the lens and see how the camera picked up on, how the color
translated
popped on TV.
Yeah, wow.
And they came up with this color called metallic blue, and it is just eye-poppingly, it's eye-pleasing. It's just the blue, and then they came up with the star. They originally had the stars on the shoulder and the helmet.
It's incredible.
And it's just a good mix, and And when we used to live in New York, we'd be walking down 8th Avenue on a Saturday, and I'd see people all the time in Cowboy jerseys, and sometimes they'd come up and talk, and I'd say, how did you become a Cowboy fan? They would say, I was 5 years old watching NFL games, and I just loved the uniforms.
Yeah, it's impressive.
They're great.
It's
I still think
impressive.
they're the best uniforms. Some people would argue with me, but they're the most captivating of all the uniform
Very
brands,
attractive.
right? Wow.
I own a shirt.
Okay.
One
Well,
shirt. I do.
Incredible. This is an email question from Brad from Aspen, Colorado,
Aspen, beautiful.
who says, Variety said that Rush is the hipster band of 2026. Rush?
Big Rush fan. Big Rush fan.
And Brad says, I'm a huge Rush fan and
So is
love
he.
that a new generation is finding them. Were you Rush fans or feel young hipsters should be listening to a different band?
He loves Rush.
Okay.
I was never a big Rush fan.
Okay, I got into Rush when I first knew you, and I
remember.
don't know why.
I remember you loved Rush.
There was a Paul Rudd movie where, I can't remember which movie it was, where he was the classic bachelor with the man cave, and he was a Rush guy.
Oh, okay.
In the movie,
Okay.
he was very into Rush. Today is Tom Sawyer, and I just like that high-pitched sound of the lead singer.
The guys are really
Yeah.
talented, and I've seen them recently. They did an interview,
I'm not like,
CBS Sunday Morning.
they're not like Beatles, Rolling Stones.
No, but
to
you
me.
like them.
I do like Rush.
Yeah.
And we were early in our relationship, and you got me a Rush T-shirt.
I did. I
somehow.
got you a Rush T-shirt.
Yeah.
That's right. I contributed to your Rush liking.
I still have a Rush T-shirt. I
And-
don't wear it, but
And one of my friends, her husband, she went on a vacation, and her husband, she went home to see her parents. Her husband and son went to see Rush out here. Not here. It was in I think it was not Red Rock, one of the big festivals they have. And they went to see Rush, and they said that it was sold out.
well,
Oh, it was Hollywood Bowl, maybe.
that was the Hollywood
Bowl.
Yeah. It was here.
Yeah.
We're in LA.
They're still going strong.
They're still going strong.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised at all.
No, they're talented.
And it's very
It's very
deeply creative. It's,
they're very unique.
You know what? They're Led Zeppelin-ish to me in their creativity, where they're doing things other bands just don't do.
No, they're very talented.
And we were surprised by the question, but I'm
Yeah.
not surprised by the phenomenon.
I think generation, it's like listening to the Beatles.
Yeah. So
That's all we got.
that is it for episode 70, around 76.
Something like that.
And Hazel's asleep
She's sleeping.
in her
She's
bed.
happy.
She's been extremely well behaved with just a couple of barks so far.
We're going to
in this
watch the rest
episode.
of Frenzy
We're going to
tonight.
watch the rest of Frenzy
And I
and
can't wait
report
for Sugar.
next week. And I can wait for Sugar.
He'll be out.
We'll see you next
Peace
week.
out.
If in fact
Thank
we're
you.
still speaking,
We'll be
and we're
here.
not sure.
God bless.